In 1933, the Belgian Royal Air Force tendered to purchase a multi-purpose aircraft. According to the military's idea, this aircraft was to serve as a heavy fighter, light bomber, reconnaissance, and attack aircraft. Although the hope was to have a multi-purpose aircraft, this 4-in-1 mission capability was not common in the history of aircraft. LACAB and Stampe Vertongen, two companies, stepped up to the challenge, with the latter developing the Stampe SV-10 multi-purpose aircraft. To meet the military's requirements, the SV-10 was designed as a peculiar-looking aircraft. Many of its design concepts were relatively conservative. For example, at the time, monoplanes had become mainstream and mature in technology, but the SV-10 uncommonly used a biplane structure. In any case, this aircraft does not seem advanced in any way. The SV-10 had a maximum takeoff weight of 5,000 kilograms, with an upper wingspan of 18 meters, lower wingspan of 12.1 meters, length of 13.16 meters, and height of 4.68 meters. The aircraft used a mixed structure, with a welded steel tube frame for the fuselage, aluminum skin covering for the front fuselage, fabric skin for the rear, and a wooden internal wing structure covered with plywood and fabric. Considering the aerodynamic needs and the visibility needs of the front gunner, the gunner was located in a bulging structure above the nose of the aircraft, and the overall shape of the nose was somewhat similar to the head of a white whale. Providing power for this aircraft were two Gnome 14-cylinder air-cooled radial engines, with the engine nacelle mounted on the upper wing. Each engine output 780 horsepower and drove a pair of wooden two-blade propellers. The aircraft could reach a maximum speed of 350 km per hour, a maximum range of 840 km, and a maximum altitude of 6,000 meters. Despite the SV-10's efforts to increase speed, such as installing fairings for each landing gear, it still had a large aerodynamic drag. Landing gear, biplane wings, and support struts/cables between the upper and lower wings all created a lot of resistance, and the radial engines resulted in a large nacelle diameter, which would work for a single-engine fighter, but would double the resistance on a twin-engine aircraft. In terms of weapons configuration, the SV-10 was equipped with 3 FN-produced Browning machine guns, one mounted above the nose of the aircraft, and the other 2 mounted near the rear edge of the wings, one above and one below the fuselage. The front machine gun was operated by one gunner, while the 2 rear machine guns were operated by another crew member. The cockpit was located near the front edge of the wings on the top of the aircraft. The fuselage had a small bomb bay, capable of carrying 600 kilograms bombs. There were plans to make the aircraft capable of carrying torpedoes, but this idea was abandoned, perhaps due to the size of the torpedoes. The prototype of the SV-10 was completed in 1935, and it was clearly a very bad aircraft. It was involved in an accident during a flight test on October 5, and the aircraft entered a spin from which it could not recover, resulting in 2 deaths. The prototype was destroyed and deemed to have no repair value, and the aircraft structure was evaluated as a failure. Therefore, the SV-10 was immediately abandoned.